"My son." The voice from beneath the abyss echoed across the underground temple like thunder, not loud. Ancient, powerful enough to shake the human mind itself. Ethan staggered backward, while every candle inside the temple reignited in violent red flames. Marcus stood motionless nearby, smiling with stitched lips. Clara looked horrified. "No," she whispered. "It chose you." The gigantic eye below the abyss slowly blinked again. Each blink caused terrible visions to flash inside Ethan's head. Black oceans, dead cities, mountains collapsing beneath storms, and millions of screaming voices underwater. Ethan clutched his head in pain. "Get out of my mind." The Hollow Man emerged silently behind the throne. Its skin rippled endlessly with trapped faces. "You were never brought here by accident," it whispered. Marcus slowly stepped closer. "When your mother came to Black Hollow, she was already carrying you." Ethan froze. "What?" The underground temple suddenly became silent. Even the whispers stopped. Marcus pointed toward the abyss below the throne. "She tried to escape after the ritual." Clara stared at Ethan in disbelief. "No one ever escaped Blackwood House." Marcus smiled sadly. "She almost did." Ethan's breathing became uneven. "You're lying." But deep inside, something terrible already knew the truth. A forgotten memory slowly surfaced. Rain, a woman screaming, cold water, and giant shapes moving beneath a lake. The Hollow Man leaned closer. "Your mother was chosen as a vessel." The red eye inside the abyss widened further, but she ran before the transformation finished. Ethan stepped backward violently. "No." Clara grabbed Ethan's arm. "We need to leave now." But the temple doors behind them slammed shut. Hard. The dead followers surrounded the exit silently. Hundreds of stitched mouths, hundreds of glowing eyes, watching Ethan. Waiting, Marcus lifted trembling hands toward Ethan. "You hear him too, don't you?" Ethan tried not to answer, but the voice beneath the abyss whispered again. "Come home." And Ethan felt something inside his chest respond. A pulse, like another heartbeat awakening beneath his ribs. He collapsed instantly. Pain exploded through his body. Dark veins spread rapidly across his neck. Clara knelt beside him in panic. "It's happening too early." The Hollow Man smiled. "The blood remembers." Suddenly Ethan saw another vision. Not a dream this time. A real memory. His mother running through underground tunnels while holding a newborn baby. Him. The Hollow Man chased her through darkness. Ancient followers screamed behind them. Then Ethan saw Clara's father blocking the tunnel exit. "You cannot leave with him." Ethan's mother stabbed the man with a silver blade, then jumped into Hollow Lake holding baby Ethan. The memory shattered instantly. Ethan gasped violently back inside the temple. "Because he protected you." The gigantic creature beneath the abyss moved. The entire temple trembled violently. Stone cracked. Dust exploded from the ceiling. The Hollow Man slowly walked toward Ethan. "You belong to the Deep Father now." Clara suddenly pulled the silver knife and stabbed Marcus directly in the chest. Clara stared at him. "What did you see?" "My mother escaped through the lake." Marcus nodded slowly. "She drowned before reaching shore." Silence. Ethan felt something inside him break. "No." "But you survived," Marcus whispered. Black liquid exploded everywhere. Marcus screamed in agony. The dead followers shrieked together. "Run!" Clara shouted. She dragged Ethan through a hidden doorway behind the throne seconds before the temple erupted into chaos. The tunnel behind the temple spiraled deeper underground than anything before. The air became freezing cold again. Ancient carvings covered the walls. Ethan noticed something horrifying about them. The carvings showed creatures worshipping a massive being beneath water. And beside the creature, human children, thousands sacrificed. "No." Clara avoided looking at the carvings. "My father believed the entity was older than humanity itself." The tunnel suddenly widened into another chamber. This room looked different. Modern. Scientific equipment filled the area. Old computers. Medical tables. Rusted cages. Ethan stared around in horror. "What is this place?" Clara's expression darkened. My father continued. "The rituals after discovering modern experiments worked better." Ethan noticed old videotapes stacked across metal shelves. Labels covered them. Subject 03, Subject 08, Subject 11. Then Ethan saw another label. Subject 13, Ethan Cole. His blood froze. Clara looked equally shocked. That's impossible. Ethan grabbed the videotape with shaking hands. There were others before me. A television suddenly turned on by itself nearby. Static filled the screen. Then footage appeared. A laboratory recording. Clara's father stood beside a hospital bed. A little boy lay strapped to it.
Ethan.
Only 6 years old. No, Ethan whispered. The recording date appeared on screen. 1998. Clara covered her mouth. He found you. The recording father smiled toward the camera. Subject 13 shows stronger compatibility than expected. Young Ethan screamed while dark veins spread across his skin. The researchers surrounding the bed looked terrified. Then the child Ethan suddenly opened his eyes. Completely black. Every light inside the recording exploded instantly. The footage ended. Silence filled the chamber. Ethan backed away slowly. They experimented on me. Clara looked sick. My father told everyone you disappeared after your mother drowned. Another roar echoed from above. Closer now. The Hollow Man had survived. The walls began shaking violently. The television screens around the chamber suddenly activated together. Every screen showed the same thing. Hollow Lake. But something beneath the water was rising. Huge waves crashed against the underground ceiling. The Deep Father was awakening fully. Then one screen changed. A live camera feed showed Black Hollow Town above ground. The entire town was flooding. Dark water poured from beneath the streets. And people, dead people, were climbing out of storm drains. The drowned townspeople were spreading across Black Hollow. Ethan stared in horror. It's leaving the lake. The Hollow Man's voice echoed through the speakers. The door is open. Suddenly, all laboratory doors slammed shut automatically. Red emergency lights activated. An alarm screamed through the chamber. Then came another sound. Children laughing. Soft. Distant. Ethan turned slowly. The cages behind him were no longer empty. Children stood inside them now. Pale children, water dripping from their mouths. All staring silently. One little girl stepped closer to the bars. Her sewn lips slowly tore open. You escaped, she whispered. Ethan stepped backward, trembling. The children all smiled together. He remembers. The lights exploded into darkness, and something began crawling across the ceiling above them. Something moved above Ethan in the darkness. Fast, wet. Claws scraped against metal pipes across the laboratory ceiling. The pale ghost children inside the cages began laughing louder. Not normal laughter. Broken laughter. Like drowned voices echoing underwater. Clara grabbed Ethan's arm tightly. Don't look up. Too late. The emergency lights flickered once, and Ethan saw it. The Hollow Man clung upside down across the ceiling directly above them. Its body stretched impossibly long now, skin hanging like wet cloth. Dozens of faces pushed outward beneath its flesh, screaming silently. The creature smiled with Ethan's own face. He is almost ready. Then it dropped. Clara shoved Ethan sideways as the creature crashed into the floor between them. Metal shattered instantly. The Hollow Man screeched violently. Black liquid sprayed from its body as Clara slashed its arm with the silver knife. The creature retreated briefly into darkness. Run! Clara shouted. They escaped deeper into the laboratory while alarms screamed around them. The underground facility was collapsing. Water burst through cracks across the walls. The Deep Father beneath Hollow Lake was rising. Ethan's body felt worse with every minute. Dark veins spread beneath his skin rapidly now, and whispers filled his mind constantly. Come below. Open the gate. Return to the water. He nearly collapsed against a wall. Clara caught him immediately. You have to fight it. What if I can't? Clara didn't answer. That silence terrified him more than the monster. They entered another chamber filled with old photographs and research. Documents scattered across tables. Ethan quickly realized what the room was. Records. Every victim connected to Blackwood House. Entire walls covered in experiments. Blood samples. Psychological evaluations. Autopsy photographs. Then Ethan found his mother's file. Subject 12 and Sarah Cole. Hands trembling, he opened it. Inside was a photograph of his mother standing beside Hollow Lake while pregnant. Behind her, something huge moved beneath the water. Ethan read further. Subject displayed abnormal connection to entity prior to childbirth. Another line underneath. Child survival probability, 0%. Then one final sentence written in red ink. The child must never return. Ethan stared silently. Clara slowly approached him. She tried to protect you. From what? Before Clara could answer, every television screen in the room activated simultaneously. A news broadcast appeared. Black Hollow town above ground was in chaos. Floodwaters covered entire streets. Police lights flashed through rain. And dead people wandered the town. The reporter screamed before disappearing beneath black water live on camera. The screen filled with static afterward. Ethan whispered, "It's spreading." The hollow man's voice echoed through the speakers again. The Deep Father rises. Suddenly, the laboratory floor shook violently. A massive explosion echoed somewhere above. Part of the ceiling collapsed instantly. Water poured inside like a waterfall. And through that floodwater, bodies. Dozens of drowned corpses washed into the chamber. The dead townspeople slowly stood up together. Water streamed from their stitched mouths. One police officer lifted his head unnaturally sideways. "You cannot stop the awakening." The corpses charged. Ethan grabbed a metal pipe while Clara used the silver knife. The laboratory became chaos. Water, screaming, flashing red lights. The drowned dead attacked wildly. Ethan smashed one corpse across the face with the pipe. Its jaw tore off completely, but it kept moving. Another grabbed his throat instantly. Ice-cold fingers tightened around his neck. The corpse whispered inches from his face. "Father is calling." Ethan shoved it backward desperately. Clara stabbed another through the skull. Black liquid exploded everywhere. Then the hollow man returned. It crashed through the laboratory wall like an animal. The creature looked even larger now, its body constantly reshaping. Human arms stretched from its torso, faces crying beneath its skin, and at the center of its chest, a glowing red eye had opened. The same eye from beneath the temple. The creature pointed directly at Ethan. "Bring him." The drowned corpses immediately obeyed. They stopped attacking Clara entirely. Every dead body rushed toward Ethan instead. He ran. The laboratory corridors flooded rapidly around him. Water rose to his knees within seconds. Emergency lights flickered overhead, then failed completely. Darkness swallowed everything except occasional sparks from broken wires. Ethan heard Clara shouting somewhere behind him, but another voice drowned her out. His mother. "Ethan, this way." A door ahead slowly opened by itself. Warm light glowed inside. Against every instinct, Ethan entered. The room looked impossible. A normal bedroom. Dry, warm, safe. Rain tapped gently against windows. And sitting beside the bed, his mother, alive, exactly as he remembered. Ethan stopped breathing. "No," she smiled softly. "You've grown up." Tears filled Ethan's eyes instantly. "This isn't real." His mother stood slowly. "You know what's waiting outside that door?" Water dripped beneath the bedroom walls now. Darkness leaked through cracks. Still, Ethan couldn't move. All his life, he wanted one more moment with her. One more conversation. His mother stepped closer carefully. "I tried to save you." Ethan's voice shook. "What am I?" Her expression became filled with sadness. "You were born connected to the Deep Father." Thunder exploded outside the bedroom windows. The illusion flickered briefly. Behind his mother, Ethan saw endless black water instead of walls. His mother touched his face gently. "But you are still human." The hollow man's scream echoed somewhere outside the room. The illusion trembled violently. His mother looked terrified suddenly. "He found you." The bedroom walls began rotting apart rapidly. Water flooded beneath the bed. Dark hands pushed through the floorboards. Ethan grabbed his mother desperately. "Come with me!" But her body was already dissolving. She smiled sadly. "You have to end this." Then she whispered one final sentence. "The lake must be emptied." The illusion shattered instantly. Ethan fell backward into freezing floodwater inside the collapsing laboratory. The hollow man stood at the end of the corridor watching him, its red chest eye glowing brightly. Clara appeared beside Ethan seconds later. "What happened?" Ethan slowly stood, breathing heavily. "We need to drain Hollow Lake." The hollow man suddenly smiled wider, as if that was exactly what it wanted. Then the creature whispered, "Yes." And somewhere beneath Black Hollow, the Deep Father began rising toward the surface.